7 Rolex watches just got cheaper. Not a little cheaper. In one case, over $14,000 cheaper on a watch that costs more than most cars. I know that sounds backwards. Rolex doesn't do discounts. Rolex doesn't need to do discounts. But right now, dealers are quietly marking down specific references because retail prices jumped twice this year and buyers simply aren't chasing certain watches the way they used to. Gold pieces, two-tone Datejusts, bigger, heavier divers that nobody actually takes underwater. Those are the ones taking the hit. Today I'm showing you all 7, exactly how far each one has dropped, why it happened, and which are genuinely smart buys versus which ones to be careful with. Let's get into it. Number 7, Oyster Perpetual 41 Celebration Motif, reference 134300. This is the one everybody's talking about because the drop is genuinely brutal. Quick backstory. A couple of years ago, Rolex released this colorful bubble dial, Oyster Perpetual. Multicolored circles on a turquoise background. Playful, almost cartoonish for a Rolex. It hit Instagram, it hit TikTok. Everybody wanted one. And because Rolex didn't make many of them, the price went vertical. Steel watch. Retail price of just $6,400. At its absolute peak, desperate buyers were paying upwards of $32,000 for it. People weren't buying a timepiece, they were buying a stock ticket. That only holds up as long as new buyers keep showing up willing to pay more than the last guy. And that is exactly what stopped happening. Today it has settled at $20,500 to $23,000. Still wiped out over $10,000 in paper value for anyone who bought at the top. Caliber 3230 inside. Proper chronometer certification. Still a great watch. But if you bought this as an investment rather than because you genuinely loved it, this is the cautionary tale. Number 6, Rolex Sea-Dweller 43mm, reference 126600. A genuinely impressive piece of engineering, rated to 1,220 meters and built for actual saturation divers. And that is also exactly why it is struggling on the secondary market right now. Retails for $14,550. But most people don't need a watch rated for over a kilometer underwater. It is big, it is thick, and the audience for genuinely requiring this level of dive capability is small. So when the broader market cooled, this became one of the references where dealers started cutting prices to move inventory. Now sitting at around $12,000 to $12,500. Roughly $2,500 below retail. If you are someone who actually wants this watch, not to flip it, just to wear it because you love serious tool watches, this is honestly a good window. You are getting Rolex's most extreme production diver for less than Rolex charges for it brand new. The red Sea-Dweller text, the caliber 3235 inside, the 1,220 meter rating. None of that changed, only the price did. Number 5, Rolex Deepsea Sea-Dweller D Blue, reference 136660. Same story as the Sea-Dweller, just turned up another notch. This thing is rated to 3,900 meters. Deep enough that James Cameron used a version of this watch's design lineage on his actual dive to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Official retail price is $15,880. It is 44 millimeters, nearly 18 millimeters thick. Genuinely a lot of watch. The gradient blue to black dial is gorgeous, and the story behind it is real. But most buyers looking at oversized tool watches have other options right now. And dealers are sitting on inventory that needs to clear. Currently trading at around $14,100 to $14,600. Approximately 10% below retail. For the right person, someone who actually wants the biggest, deepest rated Rolex ever made, that is a real discount on a watch that is not getting any less impressive just because the market cooled on it. The engineering is the same, the depth rating is the same, the price is just finally honest. Number 4, Rolex Datejust 41 Yellow Gold, reference 126333. This one is interesting because it is not about size or niche utility, it is about taste shifting. Retail is $16,900. Yellow gold used to be the default I've arrived metal. Right now, the broader watch world has shifted hard towards either steel or rose gold. And plain yellow gold, two-tone watches are sitting in the market a little unloved. Rolex actually raised retail prices on gold and two-tone models this year, and buyers are saying no thanks, which is rare. Usually a price hike drags secondary prices up with it. This time it didn't. Now trading at around $13,800 to $14,400. A genuinely well-made watch. The Jubilee bracelet, the fluted gold bezel, the champagne dial, Rolex's strongest current movement inside, trading at about $2,000 under retail. If yellow gold is your thing and you don't care what's trending on Instagram this month, this is a real opportunity. Taste cycles. Yellow gold will come back. It always does. Number 3, Rolex Sea-Dweller White Dial, reference 336933. Rolex most mechanically complicated current watch. Annual calendar that barely needs correcting. A clever way to set everything just by turning the bezel. And somehow it has become one of the easiest Rolexes to walk into a store and buy. Retails for $24,500. Part of the problem is the look, the mixed steel and gold case, the busy dial with all that calendar information, the bigger 42mm size. It is a lot going on, and right now the market's appetite is leaning towards simpler, cleaner pieces. So even though this is genuinely one of the most technically impressive watches Rolex makes, it is trading at around $17,800 to $18,900, about 12% below retail. If you want a Rolex with a real complication and you don't care about chasing trends, this is probably the single biggest more watch for less money opportunity on this entire list. The complication is real, the engineering is serious, and right now the price is genuinely honest. Number 2, Rolex Yacht-Master 40 Everose Gold. Reference 126655. This is where things get genuinely steep. Retails for $37,700. Currently trading at around $25,900 to $27,200. Over $10,000 below retail on a solid gold watch. The Yacht-Master in Everose Gold on a rubber strap was a very of-the-moment combination a couple of years back. Precious metal paired with sporty rubber felt fresh and different. But trends like that don't always age well. Serious collectors are gravitating back towards classics, solid gold day dates, gold submariners, rather than this specific golden rubber combination. The market basically decided it wanted tradition over novelty. Worth being honest here. This is the first watch on this list where I would pump the brakes a little. It is beautiful, it is comfortable, but the resale story is genuinely uncertain. If you are buying this purely because you love it and plan to keep it forever, fine. If you are hoping it holds value the way a steel submariner does, that is a much harder case to make right now. Number 1, Rolex GMT-Master II Solid Everose Gold Root Beer. Reference 126715 CHNR. Here is the big one. Retails for $53,100. Currently trading at around $37,500 to $39,200. Over $14,000 below retail on a $53,000 watch. Dealers have reportedly been cutting the price week after week trying to find buyers. The root beer name comes from the brown and black bezel, a callback to vintage GMTs from the 1960s that collectors genuinely love. But there is a difference between loving the colorway and being willing to spend over $50,000 on it in solid gold. Most of the hype around root beer, Pepsi, and Batman GMTs has always centered on the steel versions. Way more accessible, way more wearable every day. The full gold version is gorgeous. But the buyer pool is genuinely small. And small buyer pools mean prices move fast when sentiment shifts even a little. Stunning watch. Real heritage behind the name. But go in with your eyes open. Love it or leave it. Right now, the market has chosen the latter. 7 Rolex watches, all cheaper than they were. The Sea-Dweller, the Deepsea, and the Sea-Dweller. Strongest buy stories on this list. Great watches at genuinely honest prices. The Yacht-Master and the solid gold root beer. Ask yourself honestly, Love or resale? Because right now, those answers point in different directions. Which one would you buy at these prices? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe for more real market analysis. I will see you in the next one.